Here we are again in my good friend Josh's game room, but this time we're going to do things a little bit different. This is what I call a reverse game room tour, where I'm going to explore his game room and talk about the things that catch my eye. So you ready to walk around and
ready for it?
Check it out. So first of all, I love these kind of lunch boxes, right? And immediately, what caught my eye is how colorful this is, how bright and colorful it is, and that it's Zelda. So obviously, this table is super cool, but what you've done with this table is you've got all the magazines and stuff stored down here, as well as the player's guide. So I'm seeing a bunch of Nintendo Powers, seeing a bunch of awesome players guide. Does it rotate?
It doesn't. I wish it did.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
This table is actually a giant electrical wire spool.
That's right.
And so this building is external from the house, and so we had to run power from really far away all the way here. So this was actually the main wiring for the building was on this spool. So once we used it all, I was like, hey, I can actually turn that into a table.
Up here in this frame is the very first issue of Nintendo Power, right?
That's correct.
That is the very first issue.
It's horrible condition, but it's there. It's
there.
readable.
It's readable, and that's so. For those of you who don't know, obviously the first issue of Nintendo Power is an extremely rare issue, very valuable. It's gone way up in price. I remember when we did your game room tour, it seems like it was well over $100. I think
right.
I think it's 500 to 1,000 now.
I'm
in good shape. This easily my favorite part of the game room. This is what, I don't know if you call it this, but I call it the Zelda Shrine.
Which is very appropriate
Yes.
right now, considering Tears of the Kingdom.
Exactly. So tell me about this Zelda Shrine, man. Are we looking at every Zelda game released right here?
Well,
Almost.
I mean, people are going to get kind of picky. They're going to talk
games,
about CDI,
yeah.
I don't have CDI. That's really what's missing. But yeah, this is everything from NES up through the 3DS era. They're in release order. I don't have every box variant or anything like that. I could be missing something, but I think it's all here. In the house, though, is where I have the Wii U and the Switch. So
This sucker is factory sealed and graded by Wata. I know a lot of you don't like the grading stuff. I get it, but he's not reselling it. He just wanted to have it graded because it's in his collection.
Only game I have graded.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a great way for you to preserve this piece and keep it in fantastic condition.
Right. And I know we talked about that in the first video and the story behind that, how I've had that one since I was a kid. So that was one that I was like, you know, I really need to get that one graded.
Yeah.
I wish it got a higher score, but I mean, it's been with me since I was a kid and it's moved from several different houses. I kind of think they probably ding me for the sticker, but to me, I would almost give it more of a bump because it still has the intact old school Walmart sticker.
Right. But with the original MSRP.
Right, but I think they knock it down because of that.
So yeah, dude, the Zelda Shrine, amazing. I love it, but I'm gonna take my gaze down here. What are we looking at here, man? These are some records, right?
Yes.
Some very special records. You want to talk about
Yeah,
these?
so I have a lot of video game music on vinyl. Those are not here, they're in the house. But I just want to bring a couple of them out here to kind of touch on, and I can open these up here in a second. We can actually look at them just because this is BanjoKazooie Rejiggied. The quick story behind this is Grant Kirkhope. He did the music for Banjo, GoldenEye, you know, all those great Rare games. He's probably my favorite music composer. He redid all the music from BanjoKazooie a couple years ago. Modernized it. It's fantastic. This was the vinyl release. This is actually signed by Grant Kirkhope.
Obviously, this vintage Super Mario Bros. Trash can is super freaking cool, man. I love that. Your game room, your collection is the only place I've ever seen this, ever. So for those of you watching, what you're looking at here is Pokemon Snap in the box with the official Nintendo Player's Guide from Nintendo Power all in one packaging together. This is most certainly something that is super, super rare because I've never seen it anywhere.
Right. I've looked on eBay for it. Anytime I've ever checked, I haven't really found it. Obviously, it could be in a little bit better shape, but I've never opened it. I've been tempted, but I've never opened it. It's kind of yellowed.
So the game is, so this is still sealed?
That's still perfectly sealed. That's never been touched. The guide's kind of slipping around.
Right. You've got this 40 Winks controller, which was from that new game that was released on Nintendo 64, right?
Right. Well, originally an unreleased game, and then there were some folks who actually got together, put together a Kickstarter project, and put out an actual copy of it, which
you have there. Yep. So yeah, this was a new release, obviously not licensed, but it was a new release on the Nintendo 64. This Super Nintendo and Nintendo Entertainment Center here, really cool because that holds the consoles, it holds games, and it has a lid, right, that goes over the top of it. So it not only is it a way for you to display the console, but you could also use it to transport it as well, which is super cool. And you've got it in the box, which is even crazier.
Right, never opened it.
Never opened it. Wow, dude, that's incredible. And then of course, I love the Sega Master System. This is this is a box set, okay, that comes with the 3D glasses, the light gun, 2 controllers, a game, and the console. I always love seeing the Nintendo 64 era VHS tapes. I don't think I actually have this one. I've got one of them. I think I've got the Diddy Kong Racing one or something. But I want to get the full set at some point. But this one is super cool.
I think there are about 5 of them.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5, something like that. There was a Star Fox one and some others. Here has a complete, not complete in box, but he has every single Nintendo 64 cartridge, all 296 games. How long did it take you to complete this collection?
I'm trying to remember when I started. I want to say it was around 2014-ish, 2015-ish. I already had some games, obviously nowhere near this many, but I finished in 2017, kind of early first half of 2017. So it took a good 3-4 years to finish the loose collection out.
That's not bad. We've got all these really neat vintage Mario figures from the 80s, and I'm also seeing some DuckTales and some other things, but where'd you get all these vintage Mario figures at? I'm seeing like a lot of duplicates and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so my dad has been a collector for many years, not video games, but just toys in general, various things. But yeah, I was digging around in his building one day and just opened up a box, and it was filled with
that's awesome.
All of them. They were all just sitting there in one box. I have no idea where he got them. He doesn't remember where he got them. They've been sitting in his building for probably a decade.
I love seeing boxed Super Nintendo games like this in a person's collection, and you've got so many amazing Super Nintendo games in the box. This one is the one that really catches my eye the most, The Adventures of Batman and Robin, because dude, this game is awesome. This is an awesome game, folks. It's a what would you say? It's kind of like a beat 'em up platformer type deal. But you've got some really solid boxed NES games here, man. Like as example, you've got a boxed copy of Batman: Return of the Joker, which is the most expensive Batman game on the NES, and I can't even imagine how much it probably costs in the box. So that's super cool. The audience would scream at me if I didn't mention the fact that you've got the Mario Kart Double Dash bonus set in the box, which is really cool. Obviously, it's always cool to see the Pokemon games in the box because, dude, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the price of Pokemon games, but it's gotten outrageous.
I kept up a little bit.
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah, and the yellow up there that's next to that one, I know that one's in actually really good shape.
Oh yeah.
I actually won that in an Instagram raffle.
And you've got a arcade 1-up. Is this one modded?
It's not modded. I should, but I'm not very good at that.
Yeah.
So I haven't done it yet, but I'd like to mod it. And I know some people put skins on the side, different things, but for right now, it's more just my kids. That's why the stool's here. My kids come and like to play on it.
This dude right here, which I've seen this guy before. I've seen this Mario at a con. I think doesn't he have a hat?
He's supposed to have a hat.
Supposed to have a hat, yeah. So this particular doll or toy, what'd you call this? A doll, a figure?
I don't know. I just call it Ron Jeremy Mario. I'm not sure.
this dude. Like, this is a really funny looking Mario.
This
man.
is another time when Mario was trying to find himself. It's just another ugly Mario.
So coming across, we've got another Mario plush here. We've got this really nice Donkey Kong figure. This is from 2009, so this would have been
Wii era?
yeah, so probably like Donkey Kong Country Returns or something like that. So you've got a bunch of American McGee Alice figures in the box here. What's up with that? I'm not real familiar with the
Well, I bought that game at McKay's, which is a local store in this area. I bought that when I was a teenager, and it was one of the weirdest games I'd ever played that time. And I just really fell in love with how weird it was.
I've heard it's
like,
pretty good.
It's very good. It's like this twisted, demented Alice in Wonderland world. It was on PC only at that time. So I actually have several copies of the game on PC. So every time I'd find them, I would just buy them. So I just really liked it. It was kind of odd. And one day we were at a flea market and someone had these figures, and I was like, I have to get them.
I am so jealous that you managed to get this, man. So, because look at, dude, this is like the coolest freaking TV I've ever seen.
And it looks really good. Like the screen actually looks better than you would expect.
And it's got a DVD player that it sits on, and then the freaking, batarang shaped remote. Like, dude, this is so freaking cool, man. Now I'm curious what this is.
You can correct me if I'm wrong once you get out and look at the bottom. I want to say that was from Burger King.
Okay, so yeah, it's a Burger King 2002 Burger King Zelda toy. I had no idea this even existed.
Yeah,
man.
we can fire this bad boy up.
So let's see what that does.
So we're gonna load it.
Oh, okay.
Set up.
Okay. Dude, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome, man. You know what? I'm going to go on eBay tonight and see if I can find this, man. That's super freaking cool. Oh, dude, look at this. He's got a freaking Zelda Pez dispenser.
It's not even Pez. It's like knockoff Pez.
Click. Yeah, knockoff Pez. Still, though, that's pretty cool, man. Dude, tell me about this pinball machine, man, because this is a very unique pinball machine, right?
So, yeah, I have wanted a pinball machine for years, really, and I don't know if you've ever looked into buying a pinball table or pinball machine. They're very expensive, and you spend all this money. You easily spend $2,000, $3,000, and you have one table.
Yep,
that's it. So this is actually a virtual pinball machine instead. So you have all the tables you could ever want, really.
That's awesome.
In one unit. So I mean, obviously, it's not 100% real. It doesn't, but it still has the haptic feedback, so it feels very real, feels very good. So yeah, so it works just like a.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Pinball table.
I'm not gonna lie, that is really freaking cool, man. Looking at this, the fact that it's got a joystick here and some buttons, this would be perfect to play some shoot 'em up games on.
And you can do that. So this panel with the joystick and the extra buttons is actually not stock.
Okay.
But they released this because they know people wanted to do that anyway. So this is actually an add-on that they put out.
Yeah.
And so if I go up here to out of the tables, you actually have some older games, and you can actually run ROMs on here or whatever. So this is like the BYOG, the bring your own games. So you can actually bring your own games and play them that way as well.
So yeah, everybody, this is Josh's game room. Now, if you want to see a more detailed game room tour, we'll leave a link to that video in the description down below. I just wanted to kind of walk around and just see what catches my eye. And dude, I love your game room, man. You got an awesome game room, awesome collection.